Welcome back to the channel. Today is, of course, Spotlight Hour. It's Tuesday, 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. It is always Spotlight Hour, and today we have the return of the Kanto Pokemon Mankey. So Mankey coming back around for, obviously, in conjunction with the Pokemon World Championships event, which is currently still on. Finishes later on tonight. We obviously have, of course, got Mankey. And we have a shiny one on like the third click. It isn't even 601 yet, and we already have a shiny Mankey. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Let's just have another look at that one, popping straight in there. Really, really cool. Shiny straight away off the bat. Shiny Mankey on live stream. So really, really happy about that. Less than a minute into it, and we already have a shiny Mankey. So this might look like it's going to be a good Spotlight Hour for us. So if you're only just tuning in, literally like probably the second or third click, we've just got a shiny Mankey within the first minute of the Spotlight Hour. So super, super happy about that. And it's not too bad if you're going to be using it in PvP. Probably the sort of stats you want for PvP, but me not being a PvP player, I can't fully comment on that, but still, shiny Mankey within the first minute can't be bad at all. So we are doing a little bit of a different route today, and that's mainly because we have the Pokemon Championships is on, and we have the research task winner raid, which could be Mindfu or the scuba diver outfit Pikachu, both of which I'd like shiny. We have managed to get a Pikachu already, but I wouldn't mind another one, definitely with that costume on, because it's going to be super, super rare to get afterwards. So we haven't seen Mankey too much in events recently, so it's quite nice to have it back around for a Spotlight Hour. It's not too bad to throw at as well, which is always good. So I am trying out a new microphone as well. We tried it on stream last night. I've also changed a few of the settings because I know the comments haven't been coming through to me on the streams, which is really, really annoying. It's getting to a stage where I might have to get a second phone and just have that as reading the comments. But we'll have to see how the changing settings have got on, see if your comments come down below. If you are watching, make sure to drop a comment and I can see if it's working. Now we have got a new stop here, and I have put a puff in on my buddy, so we will be spinning that as well. Obviously we can't see what the research task is because we've got winner raid 3 times. But that is super, super crazy. Only 1 minute into the Spotlight Hour and we already have a shiny Mankey. So that's one already this hour. Definitely lucky in that respect. I do wonder what the Pokemon was before, because there's normally that trick you can do going into a Spotlight Hour that if you find a wild shiny Pokemon a couple of minutes before the Spotlight Hour is about to happen, you can actually leave it and it will turn into whatever's featured during the Spotlight Hour, and that will also be shiny. It doesn't work coming out of Spotlight Hour, so if you find a shiny Mankey, let's say, right at the last couple of minutes of the Spotlight Hour, you think, don't really want Mankey, I'll see what it turns into. It doesn't really work, because obviously with Spotlight Hours, the spawns get increased, so there's always a chance that a spawn spot could turn into something that can't even be shiny, or it might even disappear altogether and not spawn anything. So I've tried it in both scenarios, and it definitely works when you find a shiny coming into Spotlight Hour, but it won't work going out of Spotlight Hour. Also works for community days as well, but you probably don't really want to do it on community days because the shiny rate is obviously boosted anyway on community days, unless you knew it was a good one or anything like that. You had a friend catch it, let's say, and you realised it was a 98, you'd probably want to wait for a 98 shiny Beldum or something along those lines if it was a decent com date. But really happy with that. Shiny Mankey within the first minute. We've been really struggling recently with these spotlight hours, so to get one in the first minute is really cool. And it is really nice shiny as well. Obviously Mankey got its final evolution, I think it was early on this year or end of last year. Obviously Primeape used to be its final evolution for many years. Then the new Pokemon games have came out and release of Annihilape. So Primeape evolves again into Annihilape. So it's now become a 3-staged Pokemon instead of a 2-stage. And Annihilape, not really up there in terms of PvE, but I believe quite a few people use it in PvP, hence why Mankey is being featured in this World Championships event. Annihilape probably gets used in the Ultra or Master League, most probably the Ultra, whereas Primeape is still quite a decent pick for the Great League. Now obviously we're going to be changing loads of different things in PvP. I've been seeing loads of different players on Twitter saying how much PvP is going to be changing over the next couple of weeks, how they're going to be reinventing it, and Pokemon that are probably good now might not be next season. It's radically going to be changing, so if you are a PvP player, make sure to read up on that, because it may affect you, it may affect the teams that you've built for each league. So make sure to read up on that and start working on the Pokemon that you know are going to be good next season, or wait until next season drops and work out what people are using and build your squads up around that. So we've got a winner raid task in. There's a 1-star raid here in 8 minutes, so we'll be catching our Mankeys around here. We'll be catching our Mankeys around here, and then we'll do this raid. It's probably going to be Mindfu or Pikachu. I believe that's the only things that are in 1-star normal raids at the moment. Could be wrong, but either of those we would like shiny, and either of those can be a reward encounter on the winner raid task, and then we can start trying to find some more of these Pokestops which reward us with Mindfu or Pikachu afterwards, and while we're walking around catching Mankeys. So let me know in the comments below, well, drop a comment anyway below, just because comment section has been playing up a little bit. So if you can comment, please comment down below and I can see if it's working. So apologise if you are commenting and it's still not working. But if nobody's commented yet, please do so I know if it's working or not. So 6 minutes until this raid hatches. We'll be doing this raid and then heading onto pretty much our normal route. We know the spawns quite well on that route now, so we'll head in a similar direction to what we normally do before. Don't want to spend too many of these stops because we'll be stuck here waiting for 5 minutes. I know the raid's got 6 minutes left on it, but still, if we can avoid going backwards and forwards, checking what the stops are, then that's an added bonus. So it is quite a nice Pokemon Mankey, really nice shiny. Call it a choc chip monkey because it looks a bit like a mint choc chip ice cream when it goes shiny. Green in its body and brown on its hands and feet. And in fact, well, might as well show off that shiny that we got right at the start. So as you can see, all these Mankeys we've caught during Spotlight Hour, it was the 4th Mankey that we clicked on within the first minute, and it was shiny. So not bad at all in terms of the shiny in this Spotlight Hour. It's been a while since we've got a shiny in Spotlight Hour, so it's nice to have one again. And while we're waiting, 5 minutes we've got to wait for this raid. We'll just head up here and see if we can get any more spawns. And we'll see what this rocket balloon is as well. Scared of psychics. So I still haven't set any team up yet for any of these rockets. So psychics, probably dark. So let's go for Tyranitar, Shadow Tyranitar and Hydreigon. Let's go for that. So obviously the rocket leaders have changed recently. The rocket leaders are now Carvanha, Laleep and Anorith. None of which I really like the sound of. I did manage to get a shiny Carvanha the first time it came round on the leaders. So, but out of the 3, that's probably my most favourite out of those 3, especially with the potential of obviously Mega Sharpedo yet to be released in the game. It's quite a nice one to go after, because if you do manage to get a decent shiny, you can always purify it, especially if it's Hundo purified. Would be a really nice Shundo to get that Mega Sharpedo. So rocket ball done, and our reward is a Gothafita, so not brilliant. The rockets at the moment, since the rocket event, they have gone a little bit downhill recently. Since the last rocket event, we've added Timber, which is good. So Timber is in the fighting one. So if you see a fighting rocket grunt, it could be Machop, it could be Timber. But also then, we've lost the likes of Cranidos on the Rock and Roll, which is rather disappointing because obviously Shadow Rampardos is #1 rock type in the game. And it was an absolute beast. Really hard Pokemon to get hold of anyway. But now they've removed it completely out of the Shadow Stop, similar to what we did with Ghastly. It was only in for a short period and then it completely went. We put it on raids as well, similar to what we did with Cranidos recently. We've had it on 1-star raids, 1-star Shadow raids, and then it's completely disappeared off a grunt. So if you are hunting around for Cranidos, don't bother. It is not in the rocket pool anymore. So the Rock and Roll, to my knowledge, can only give you the likes of Tortuga, Archon, and then Wooper as well is sat in there. So a little bit annoying, but, well, Wooper's in the ground one, sorry. Drillbur is still in rocket stops, I believe, in the ground one alongside Wooper. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying. The rockets have got worse in my experience. They've got worse than what we were before, so it's a little bit annoying in that respect. 1 minute until this one hatches, and then we'll definitely do a raid no matter what, because we need to get rid of these research tasks. 3 winner raids. Now, just before this actually hatches, it gives me a good opportunity to tell you about the update on Pokemon Go and how it is a little bit annoying as well. So Pokemon Go is running at the moment, if you've got the version I've got, is running on version 0.325.2, and this version is the latest version that the quick catch actually still works. So when you get updated, if you've had your phone or your app store on auto update, you've probably been updated now to 0.327 version, and when you come to quick throw, it won't work as it did before. So it is really, really annoying. Mine updated this morning. I managed to backwards downgrade it, let's say, back down to the original version, just because I didn't want to lose the quick catch function. Obviously, when the force update comes out, I'll have to go up to the next function. But as of now, I've turned off auto update on my app, and I've gone back down to the original version until I get forced to update. But it is really annoying. I'll show you what it's doing, or I'll do an example the next time we see a Mankey. I'll do an example on what it's exactly doing. So for instance, here's a Mankey. So quick catching, slide the berries to the left, hold down, keep your thumb held. You'll see your berries are just a bit further away from where they normally are. If you let go, the berries will slide up. So you want to just hold down, and then with your opposite hand, you'll just throw, hit that excellent throw, let go on both hands quickly and run away at the top. Now, on the new update, when you slide the berries, it doesn't work. It can't hold. So as soon as you slide the berries, the berry icon immediately appears, even though you haven't got your fingers on the screen. The berry icon, as you can see here, is just going left to right, but on the new update, it can go in all different directions. You can pull it about, and that really, really stops you from doing the quick throw catch. It simply won't work. Even if you do finally manage to get the berries to work, and you manage to hold them in place without that appearing, the run button isn't there for you to run away. So it's really, really annoying. That's the reason I've gone down. So if you haven't yet updated to 0.327, try to turn off your auto app updates, and you won't miss out on the quick catching, especially for the likes of Spotlight Hour today. It would be really, really annoying if the quick catch wasn't working. But other people have found a way around it. A little bit annoying. Instead of dragging the berries to the right, or your Pokeballs, you can hold down on your Pokeballs if you're left-handed, of course. So instead of dragging the Pokeballs or the berries to the right and holding them, you have to actually drag them upwards and hold them there, and then it actually works. So there is a little bit of a workaround, but it might be not as quick as what you're used to. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, the next update does seem to have messed up quick catching a little bit. Whether that was intended by Niantic, whether that was just simply an error on their behalf, is yet to be seen. Whether they revert it back to what it used to be in the following update, we'll have to see. But obviously, if you're on Twitter, you already know this by now, because there's been quite a lot of people complaining about it and upset about it. So definitely keep an eye on what happens coming up in the next few days regarding that. No shiny Pikachu off the raid. 515. We had a 527 shiny one the other day, so we know 515 isn't good. 527 was 14, 14, 14. So again, still not staying in. We'll try the third ball. Great throw this time. Still not staying in. This Pikachu does not want to stay in the ball. It is a super, super cool outfit though. Definitely up there as one of the most favoured Pikachus in my opinion with the costume. It's not staying in the ball at all. This is quite annoying. Excellent throw this time. Hopefully it can stay in the ball and we can crack on and catch these Mankeys. There we go. We can quickly run away now, knowing that's caught. And let's just get these research tasks here. Another Pikachu there, 393. 402 off a task is a Hundo Pikachu, if you don't already know by now. Obviously Pikachu's been featured in loads of events, so if you're anything like me, you've probably remembered that number off by heart now. Mindfu is also on winner raids. It can be either Pikachu or Mindfu winner raid can. And Mindfu's Hundo CP off raids is 595. So that's a CP you need to be looking out for on research tasks, sorry, not raids, research tasks. it is 595 for Mindfu, 402 for Pikachu. So we had a few power-up ones there. Let's see what the last one was. Oh, brilliant. 3 different power-up ones. Power-up 15 is guaranteed to be the Pikachu with a costume. Power-up 10 is guaranteed to be Mindfu. So we're just going to go down to one of our lowest CP Pokemon and power it up. So don't bother powering up anything that's high CP, because you're going to be using a lot of Stardust during this event if you have been doing that. But the event finishes sadly tonight, 8 PM. So you've only got 1 hour left after the spotlight hour in your region to actually get any more research tasks. So 585, a bit annoying. Wanted 595 really, but still not managed to get any of the hundos, whether it be Pikachu or Mindfu as of yet. Right, so 3 research tasks done. Excellent from that Mankey. And there's a cat clone about, so we'll get him off. Shiny? No. Sadly not for the cat clone. That would have been too nice. So if you're tuning in, if you're commenting down below, I've tried to fix the comments on the YouTube app. Sadly, it doesn't seem like it's working unless we've not had any comments. But if you have been commenting, it doesn't seem to be coming through on the screen for me. So I'll have to do a bit more digging into the settings and why that is happening. Everything seems to be set up right. It's just a case that there's obviously a bug or something on the Android app of the YouTube, and therefore for some reason I can't see the comments. The only other option is, of course, if I had a second phone, I'll be able to view the comments on that. So they have been invited to a raid. It's a Thunderous raid, so not too interesting in that. Thunderous will disappear off legendary raids tomorrow at 10 AM local time, and what replaces it, I'm really excited for it, is Xerneas. So Xerneas will be coming back in raids. It will have 2 weeks where it gets a raid hour, so not just one like it has been for most other Pokemon recently, but it will get 2 weeks as a raid hour boss. So that's going to be really, really cool. Obviously the shiny, you can get it shiny, as with all legendaries, 1 in 20 odds off a legendary raid. So hopefully you manage to get that shiny. Now the good thing with Xerneas returning, there's a lot of rumours about this Pokemon ZA game coming out in 2025 on the Nintendo Switch. Now the Xerneas and Yveltal are the featured legendaries of that game. That has already been confirmed. They are going to be the featured legendaries, similar to how Dialga and Palkia were the featured ones of the last Nintendo Switch game. These ones are the featured for ZA. Now, with ZA bringing back Megas, it has raised a few eyebrows whether Xerneas and Yveltal will have Megas. Bit like, obviously, Latias. Obviously, we have Mega Rayquaza already in the game as well. So legendary Megas do exist, but we are few and far between with legendary Megas in the game. But with ZA, all about bringing back Megas into the game, we might see the likes of Mega Xerneas or Mega Yveltal. So definitely worth raiding, at least. But if we don't see Mega Xerneas or Mega Yveltal being released, we might see different forms, similar to the Palkia and Dialga. They had origin forms, so we might see that, and we might have different forms of them. But still, the Candy, although it might be registered as a different Pokemon, still the Candy will go towards both bit like the Palkia candy does, and a bit like the Dialga candy does. So it's still worth raiding him for that. But obviously, what would be ideal is if you managed to get a Hundo Xerneas, let's say, and it got a Mega Evolution, because you could Mega Evolve that Hundo. Whereas what would be less ideal would be that Xerneas, you got a Hundo Xerneas, but we brought out a different form, because obviously it's a completely different Pokemon. You won't be able to use that Hundo. So it is going to be quite interesting to see what exactly happens with this ZA game. What new Pokemon actually get Mega'd would be really, really interesting. And obviously how that gets implemented in Pokemon Go. Obviously some big things got released this last week or so, these last couple of days in fact, since the Pokemon Go World Championships ended at the weekend. We have had the announcement about Morpeko being released in the game, and with it, Morpeko will be able to change forms during battling. So if you're in a PvP battle, maybe even if you're in raids, you'll be able to change Morpeko's form during battles, and therefore you'll get different movesets to use. Now those mechanics will probably be used with the Gigantamax, because like the Switch games, Gigantamax only happens when you're in battle. So it might be a case where those Gigantamax Pokemon, the likes of Gengar, Snorlax, Lapras, and so on, that are going to be released into the game, they might only change forms in battles. So definitely worth keeping an eye on how that mechanic is going to work in the game. It is going to be really, really interesting, because that might just shake up the meta quite a bit really, with some of the Pokemon typings. Obviously, some that spring to mind are Gigantamax Gengar, which will potentially shake up the Ghost typing. We also have Gigantamax Machamp, which could shake up the fighting typing, could be a rival to Mega Lucario, depending on how powerful these Gigantamax Pokemon are. But it sort of makes me wonder, with them only Gigantamaxing potentially for some of a raid or some of a PvP battle, it might just be a case where they don't do too much damage output, because obviously if you're using normal Machamp, it won't be doing as much damage output as Mega Lucario. But as soon as it Gigantamaxes, it might be doing the same, but you've already gone halfway into the battle before it's even changed. So would be really interesting to see how it's actually going to affect that, and whether it is just going to be a PvP thing, or whether it is going to be rolled out to raids. All these questions, hopefully, are going to be answered in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, the new season of Pokemon starts on September the 3rd, I believe, or September the 4th, one of the days. But it's definitely the first week of September. We have the new season, and all these questions will be answered then. So just catch these Mankeys around here. So obviously with Spotlight Hours, they happen every Tuesday, 6 PM till 7 PM. And we also get an added bonus with every Spotlight Hour. Today's added bonus for the hour is 2 times transfer candy. So if you have got any legendary Pokemon, any rare Pokemon that you don't want anymore, you'll get twice as much candy from transferring them as you would do normally. So it is a really, really good time to get rid of any 2-star legendaries, any legendaries you're not going to be building up, you don't want clogging up your storage, any Frigibacks, for instance, any Beldums from Community Day that you've saved. That would have been quite a clever idea to get more Beldum candy. Then it is a really, really good chance to try and transfer some Pokemon and get double candy for them, especially if the candy is few and far between, like Frigiback's candy, for instance. Don't see many Frigiback in the wild, so trying to get candy for that can be really, really difficult. So hopefully you can take advantage of the 2 times transfer candy that's on offer. But half an hour in, we're not doing too bad at the moment, especially within the first minute we weren't too bad at all, really. We were doing very, very well. 1 shiny after 4 clicks. So only a minute gone on the clock and we had our first shiny. Since then, we've not had much luck, really. We'll have to check to see if we've managed to come across any hundos in our quick catching. But let's just see what research tasks we managed to pick up. So power up a Pokemon 10 times is guaranteed Mindfu. Battle in a Go Battle League 5 times is guaranteed Pikachu. But hopefully we can get a couple of those before having to do that. Don't want to be doing that after every research task we get in, so we'll keep that open spot at the moment until we get another power up or Battle in the Go Battle. Definitely need to get the comments working on the stream. It's really, really annoying not being able to see what people are commenting and answering questions below. It did work one time and I really enjoyed answering everyone's questions when they were commenting below. Since then, it's not really been working very well at all. 2 seconds, let me just see if I can get it working now. Oh, we are seeing a few comments. I've just turned the comments off and then on again, and it looks like we might be seeing a few. I've just seen, hey, how is it going? Yeah, it's going all right. It's not too bad. We've managed to get 1 shiny so far, which is always good on Spotlight Hours. But yeah, if you are watching, drop a comment down below. I might have just fixed the comments by toggling them off and on again. As with all good technical things, turn them off and on again sometimes it fixes them. So see if you can comment down below. I'll be able to see if I can see it. So what is this research task? Power up 10 times. So let's get those 2 done and we can move on to getting more challenges. So that's 2 spaces created. So like I say, it is the last day of this event. If you haven't got Shiny Mindfu or you haven't got Shiny Pikachu yet, this is the last chance to get it, either in raids or on research tasks. I will go through what research tasks are on again for you, so keep watching if you want to find those out, if you haven't quite remembered them. But we will be going through those again very shortly. Let's just catch these Mankeys. Nearly 7 champs then, that'll be a nice spotlight hour. Let's just catch these Mankeys and then we'll run through what research tasks or what. Like I say, you only have an hour after Spotlight Hour to get these research tasks in. Obviously, if you claim a research task afterwards, you'll still get the Pikachus, you'll still get the Mindfus, and you'll still get the 1 in 64 shiny chance that both of them have. But you won't be able to replace them with any more real research tasks that reward Mindfu or Pikachu. It will completely go after this. Mindfu will probably go into 12k eggs after this and as a PvP reward, whereas Pikachu with its scuba diver costume will probably never be seen again. So it's going to be a really, really nice shiny to have. A lot of the Pikachu costumes don't ever make a return again. Some of them do, but they tend to be the ones with a party hat, for instance, or the bow. But then others never tend to actually come round again. That's why so many people are after it shiny, because you do realise that when it goes, it might never come back again. Similar to what all the Pikachus we've had featured in Safari Zones, Pokemon GO Fest, and so on. All of them have a different costume, and yet not many have returned around for a second time. Trying to toggle the comments on and off again just to see if the comments come back up. If you are watching, make sure to drop a comment down below. Let's see if it's working again. We did have some comments coming up before. Hopefully I've managed to fix it. So we'll also have a quick check and see how many, or if we've managed to get any Hundo Mankeys during the Spotlight Hour so far. Would be really nice if we have. Let's just have a quick check and see if we have. So 4-star, recent, no. Still the Metagross that we got from Community Day. 2 Metagross that we managed to get during Community Day. Shiny Mankey, second Shiny Mankey. It was a one way back there as well, so we nearly missed out on that one. We nearly walked past it. Second Shiny Mankey of the Spotlight Hour. Not doing too bad at all this Spotlight Hour. 2 within the first 36 minutes. Not bad going at all. Is it any decent? Not too bad. It could be a lot worse. 2-star Shiny Mankey. Not too bad. I'm not going to grumble too much about that. Not a bad shiny at all. So quite happy with how the Spotlight Hour is going at the moment. Two shinies within 36 minutes. Definitely happy about that. Let's see if we can add a third. Can we get what now is? A couple of years ago, that would have been the family complete, with it just being Mankey and Primate, but obviously with now Annihilate being released and it having that evolution in the game, it isn't quite family complete now. We do have to try and hunt for another one. Is it research task? We've got power 15 Pokemon up. So going back to a research task, the ones you're looking out for, if you're after Mindfu as a shiny or a decent Mindfu, if you're after Mindfu, you want power up a Pokemon 10 times. That is guaranteed Mindfu. Also, win a raid can be Mindfu, but it can also be Pikachu. If you want Pikachu, then the guaranteed stops for Pikachu are power up a Pokemon 15 times. So that's 15 for Pikachu, 10 for Mindfu. So power up a Pokemon 15 times, battle in a Go Battle League 5 times. So you only have to battle, you don't have to win. Just complete the battle, win or lose, you will gain a step on that research task. So battle in a Go Battle 5 times is guaranteed to be Pikachu, alongside power up 15 times. And then win a raid, like I was saying before, can be either Pikachu or Mindfu. So depending on which one you want, they are the research tasks to be going after. But like I say, you only have until 8 PM today, your local time, to get it. So for me, I've only got an hour and a half. I've got 1 hour left after Spotlight Hour to get those research tasks in and see if I can get a shiny Mindfu. Well, I really want a shiny Mindfu, but I would quite like another shiny Pikachu, just for the potential to get something decent back on a trade, but also because you're never going to turn down another shiny costume Scuba Pikachu. Like I was saying before, probably up there with one of my most favourite Pikachu costumes has been in Pokemon GO, and there has been a lot of Pikachu costumes released in this game, but it's probably up there with one of the best in my opinion. So we have 2 power up 15s and we have 1 battle in a Go Battle 5 times. So we're going to go ahead and power up 15. To do that, we're going to sort it by CP lowest to highest. Scroll down a bit. That leap seems to be taking my fancy, and power up 15 only costs 7,000. So 7,000 Stardust for 2 Pikachu encounters is not bad at all, really. You can imagine the amount of Stardust you'd use powering up a higher level Pokemon to get the same reward. Obviously, it's not too bad if you're powering up something that you are going to be using for raids, if you need squads, if you're powering up for squads. But in terms of just doing the research, it's definitely worth just powering up those lower CP Pokemon, not wasting as much Stardust at all. So 40 minutes gone. That research task there is a little bit rubbish. We're going to put on the daily incense because the spawns do dry up here a little bit. The lack of Pokestops perhaps don't help either. $14 CP Mankey, that might be one that's good to power up for the challenges. If we get any more power up challenges, be quite cheap to power up. So obviously daily incense, you do have the chance to get those Galarian birds. The whole reason potentially behind the daily incense being released was it's the only way to get those Galarian birds, Galarian Articuno, Galarian Zapdos and Galarian Moltres in the game. Now we do have a crazy low percentage of a catch rate, 0.3 in fact on average is the catch rate of those Galarian birds. Now a couple of years ago when we first got released, I did do a video on my channel, you might have seen it, regarding potentially increasing the catch rate of them by using the same method used in legendary raids. Because they're classed as legendary birds, potentially they have the same mechanics as legendaries on the game, which means normally on a legendary raid around the 9th or 10th ball is the highest chance of catching. That's why normally it's around the 9th or 10th or even higher. As soon as you get to the 9th or 10th ball, you're at a maximum catch rate on legendary raids, and therefore you have a best chance to catch it. Now, if that's the same mechanics as the Galarian birds, I did do a video regarding chucking balls to the side, so you ended up wasting around about 8 or 9 balls, getting to your 10th ball, and then throwing it on that ball. Some people said it worked for them, some people said it didn't. Now, that is all based on the legendaries and the legendary raids, so it might not be accurate, but since then there has been loads more come out about how to increase the catch rates of those Galarian birds, to which I'll be doing a video regarding how you can increase your catch rate of the Galarian birds and how you have the best chance of getting one yourself. I'll be doing a video on that within the next couple of weeks. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for that, because that's going to be really, really interesting. All the ways where you can potentially get your catch rate up from the average of 0.3% for a Galarian bird to around 30% if all the stars align. So make sure to keep an eye on that, potentially increasing the catch rate by 100 times the average would be ridiculous, but you can do it. You just have to have a few things fall in place and obviously work on a few things yourself, but it can be done. So keep an eye out for that video coming up on my channel within the next couple of weeks. There'll be a lot more facts and not just assumptions around the Galarian birds themselves. But with us putting this daily incense on Mankey Spotlight Hour, the only thing we're really getting is Mankeys. So it's just acting as a normal incense, but just for 15 minutes. So let's see what this Pokestop is here. This one is power up Pokemon 10 times, so that is guaranteed to be mine through. So we'll be doing that. Now, if you haven't already seen as well on my channel regarding the Garian birds, I might be one of the world's first, if not the world's first, to have 2 hundo Garian Zapdos. So make sure to go check out that YouTube channel to see how I managed to get those. But 2 hundo Garian birds and 2 hundo Garian Zapdoses, to be specific, is quite ridiculous. Obviously the Garian birds can't be shiny yet, which would have been really, really nice to get a shundo one. But 2 hundo Garian Zapdoses, I'm just hoping that it gets a move update sometime in the future and it actually becomes meta relevant, because being able to use those in raids would be really, really cool. Zapdos is probably the favourite one out of the 3 for me. I do quite like the Moltres though. It is a really nice colouring. One thing I do like about the Garian birds is the fact that the shinies are the same colours as the normal Kanto birds. So it's quite a nice little flashback to the Kanto origins that the birds came from. So it's really, really nice that we tied that in. But I'm looking forward to when those shinies do get released. So I'm still not seeing any comments down below, so unfortunately the comments probably aren't working for this stream like we did yesterday. So I will have to try and mess around with the settings a bit and see if we can get that to work for next time. Don't want to waste too much time this spotlight hour. We're getting quite close to the end as it is. 2 Shiny Mankey so far. Super, super happy about that. Let's see if we can get 3 Shiny Mankey on one spotlight hour. That would be really, really cool. If we can, we'll just get this research task as well, see if it's anything decent. Power up 15 times, so we'll definitely be doing those 2 in a second. Let's just catch these Mankeys around here. Quite glad really that none of these research tasks that we've just picked up are win a raid, because we'd be stuck a bit in terms of finding a raid to do. There is one across there which is 3-star, but it doesn't hatch until another 20 minutes. So we would have been stuck a little bit and not being able to check any of the stops, unless obviously we discarded them and came back for them later. But like I say, we only have an hour after a spotlight hour to go and get any more research tasks, so it is going to be a little bit close to the time if you were to do that. So it's better just keeping hold of what you've got, because you never know, you might not find anything better in the time that we've got remaining. Power up 15, let's find something that we can power up. That's 14 CP Mankey that we mentioned before. He can get powered up. Don't know if he's any good or not, but he's going to be cheap to power up. That's the main thing. No Shiny Mankey, still doesn't seem to want to shine for me as of yet. Don't know exactly how many Mankey I've seen, but it's definitely over the 120 mark, I believe. Well, we can actually work it out, because before the event I'd only seen 13 Mankey. So let's see how many Mankey I've seen in total since. So let's go recent, Mankey and Pokedex, 155. So since the event started, I've seen 142 Mankey. It's supposed to be 1 in 64 odds. Still not shining for me at this moment in time. Hopefully within the last hour or so we can get one. After that, it's going to be really, really hard to try and get a Shiny Mankey, I suspect, unless it does get another event where it's featured in the near future. But I suspect it will be stuck behind 12-kilometer eggs and potentially rewards for PvP, which is going to be really annoying if it is, but I can understand why. What is the other one? Pikachu. Anything shiny? No. 394, 402 is a hundo, so 8 off a hundo CP. We have had closer than that before. We have had 400 CP, which has been a 98, 15, 14, 15. Would be really nice to get that hundo Pikachu. Now, obviously, if you have made the effort and travelled to Hawaii, or Hawaii is your residence, you have recently had the Pokemon World Championships over there. The research tasks for getting Pikachu have been a lot easier over there for people who have made the effort to go, and they have been simply spin 4 Pokestops, and that has rewarded the Pikachu with a scuba diver costume. And they've also been featured on raids, to which they've had special backgrounds as well, so a Hawaii background, which is really, really cool. If you can find somebody who's gone to Hawaii, ask them to see if they can save you one with a background. Super, super cool background. Hopefully I'll be able to get one off a trade in the next couple of weeks. But the Pikachu is simply rewarded off spin 4 Pokestops. Minefu has been in the wild over there, so you can actually come across shiny Minefu, and I believe the shiny rates have probably been a lot increased to what everyone else is seeing. Minefu and Pikachu are 1 in 64 across here, but we've probably been increased even further across in Hawaii. I know for a fact that Flabebe has been featured over there as well. Every single colour of Flabebe, so no matter where you are, you get every single colour in Hawaii at this moment in time, all the regions, and then all those have also been boosted. I know somebody who's recently gone out there and he's managed to get 28 shiny Flabebes in just the space of 24 hours. So just in one day, 28 Flabebes. Crazy how much they have been boosted if you have made the effort to go out to Hawaii. And like I say, all the different colours of Flabebe are being featured out there as well. But obviously, World Championships is finished, so I'm guessing all those boosted spawns are finished as well in Hawaii. But it would be really interesting to see if they have carried on until the end of the event, which finishes tonight at 8 PM. So only 8 minutes left of the Spotlight Hour. Obviously a little bit of a detour at the start to try and find a raid to do to get rid of those winter raid tasks that we had in. So we aren't quite at the same place as we normally are this late in the Spotlight Hour, but we've still done really, really well. 2 shiny Mankeys during the Spotlight Hour. One was a 0-star, but seemed to have decent IVs for PvP. Not a massive PvP player, so not too sure on that. Some you need a low attack for, some you need a hundo for, depending on what they max out at. But didn't seem to be too bad of a Mankey for PvP on the stats. And then the second one was a 2-star, which we had around about 20 minutes ago now. The first 2 shinies appearing within 36 minutes of the start. We've not had another one since. At the end, we'll have a little bit of a recap, see if we've managed to get any hundos during the hour as well. So there's a couple of Pokestops down here that we can check the research task for. We have got 1 battle in 5. So that is going to Pikachu. Let's see if we can get any more of those in. So it's worth doing it. So Battle in a Go Battle League once. Not very good rewards for that one, so we're going to get rid of that one. Power up 15, and this one is power up 10. Hit me head on a tree branch, that's brilliant. So yeah, power up 15 and power up 10. Let's get that done. Let's go to CP, lowest to highest, and we will power up something relatively cheaply. 13 CP Mankey, that seems quite decent. Power up 15, 7,000 Stardust again. And let's see if any of these are shiny. No to a shiny Pikachu. 374, really, really low CP on that one. Definitely only a 2-star in that respect. And then Mindfu, 384, 395, 595, sorry, 595 is a hundo. 584 would probably be around about a 91 IV without checking. So not very good at all. Loads of Mankeys on that daily incense set. So we'll start having a quick walk up and get those research tasks down that way. There's a few Pokestops, but we'll perhaps grab those after the 7 o'clock spotlight hour, within the last hour of the Pikachu World Championships event, the Pokemon World Championships event, which features Pikachu and Mindfu. So we'll grab those ones afterwards. For now, we'll head back up and see if we can get any decent research tasks off these Pokestops up here as we come to the last 4 minutes of spotlight hour. So only 4 more minutes left. Can we get another shiny Mankey? So if you've been watching the spotlight hour, thanks very much for doing so. Please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so 1K is not far away at all. Hopefully we can get there before Christmas. That is a goal, but however long it takes, it'll be amazing to reach it. So please help me along that journey and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Like I say, a lot of good videos are coming up, including some Pokemon TCG videos, a mystery box, a subscription box to which we don't know what's inside. We're going to have to open that in the next couple of days and see what we have inside. So that video will probably be coming up on my channel around Thursday or Friday of this week. So keep an eye out for that. 3 more minutes left of this spotlight hour. I'm going to catch these Mankeys around here, just because we don't want to miss out on any that are potentially good. Now there is a 1-star raid here, so if we did pick up a winner raid task, we could potentially do it here within the last hour, and then still have time to pick up a few more tasks. So 2 more minutes left of the spotlight hour. So all those have been checked and quick caught. Whether we stayed in or not is a different scenario. There's a new one here on the right and a new one behind the gym as we enter the final minute. Trying to avoid the tree branches this time and not get nearly wiped out by one. Power up 10 times is there. Win a raid is there, so that's not too bad. We'll probably do the power up 10 times and then start doing the go battles after the spotlight hour to clear those 2 tasks off. And then we have around 30 minutes until this raid hatches here, so we could always do that afterwards. But that is it for Spotlight Hour. Mankey Spotlight Hour finishes with, well, a little recap of what we actually have got. Shiny wise, we managed to get 2 shinies, one within the first 4 clicks of the Spotlight Hour, so that was really, really good. 1 star on the RV of that. I thought it was a 0 star, but it was actually a 1 star. 2 star on the second Mankey. About 36 minutes into the Spotlight Hour, that one came. So 2 shinies in the Spotlight Hour, not bad at all, especially with the Spotlight Hour luck we've had as of late. Not managed to get a shiny on the Spotlight Hour for a number of weeks now. Now, did we manage to get any 4 star? No, we didn't. So we didn't manage to get any Hundo Mankeys, but we did manage to get 2 shiny Mankeys. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the Pokemon Go World Championship event, and also, did you manage to get any luck on the Mankey Spotlight Hour? Thanks very much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on the video as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.